course. Silence is good. Sometimes we need silence to calm down a bit. And I cannot really tell you what happened exactly. But somehow today I was just really riled up. Like really, I would shoot through the roof. And yeah, I keep observing myself. And of course, my feeling tells me, right? I mean, it's the topic of the woman. But why I think that it's also relevant to talk about these things is because I believe a lot of people are really confused if it comes to choosing partners. You keep trying and you keep trying and you keep trying, and one after another is a failure, is a failure, is a failure. You think it's you, right? You think it's them. Somehow you think you ought to have a relationship because being alone makes you weird. No, being alone makes you strong. It makes you dependable because you know you can depend on yourself. You know, if everything fails, you know you can depend on yourself. And that's something which I find much more valuable than knowing that I could be the perfect partner. Because for who? Right? I can change myself so that the woman, that has sex with me loves me. If I'm the kind of guy that she wants. But if I then have to change myself and betray myself and leave my own path and go out of my way to make her happy, because if I'm not like she wants me to be, she gets mad at me. And I once had this in Amsterdam. I was doing like my own cacao ceremony because I was spending time outside. And I was sitting there with my head torch, put like a candle up and like some incense. And then a blonde woman came. And she said she was living in like a Buddhist camp or something. And somehow we talked and in the end we hugged and she left. And we exchanged numbers. And one evening I tried to call her because, I also crave for female company. Sue me, right? Whatever, I sometimes know who my wife is and who not. Sometimes I'm just craving for company because I can't be every day fine on my own. Because that's why I want, in the long run, my own family, because I know, I have to work towards it anyway. It's important to me to say that. And I tried calling her in the evening or something. Maybe it was already 11, doesn't matter. Maybe she tried to call me or she sent me a message and then I tried to call her. And what happened? She said she doesn't like that, but with an attitude. She doesn't like it. Why did I call her? She doesn't like that. And then I said, so how would you like me to be then? In order to, appreciate that I wanted to have contact with you. I mean, that kind of settled it. But I just realized in that moment, previously I probably would have apologized. I'm sure I would have. But several relationships have taught me one thing. If my partner doesn't accept me the way I am, I'm not gonna take shit about this anymore. I am the way I am. And of course, I can move a bit towards you if you are prepared to do the same. But I'm not just gonna suck up to you because, I want you to have sex with me. So if I don't behave nice, you make a scene. And then you rant on. No, because do you know what? If you do that, I'm just gonna leave. And you're the one shouting, because that's what women want sometimes. They want you to shout back, because they don't look so stupid anymore if you also shout. And then suddenly it's the way you communicate, by just shouting at each other, instead of just doing it in a friendly way. right? So if somebody shouts at you, what you ought to say is, if you want to talk to me, calm down. You can say that. Well, that may make that woman even more angry. But then that's her problem, because now suddenly she realizes, holy shit, like, I'm really making a scene here, and he's all cool, you know? Now I have to make it so that he also makes a scene, because then I look like the fool if he doesn't. And then you just keep playing it cool, and you say, you know what, I'm just gonna go for a walk, and when I'm back, maybe you will have calmed down. And maybe she won't have calmed down then also. So what can you do? You can't really do anything, because that's not the way you want to communicate anymore in a relationship. So, of course, she has some kind of emotion and she wants you to help her to get rid of it. But how are you supposed to do that if she's fighting you? Because maybe you just want to love her. And she wants you to hate her, because maybe that's what all her previous boyfriends and husbands have done, right? And it's also a form of energy. She wants something from you, and if she doesn't get it, she tries to get it by force. And then you're having a fight. It's like what my dad does. You know, if you're not nice to him and do what he wants, he just treats you like vermin. Because he's so desperate to get at least something from you, you know, he rather would have it that you at least get angry at him. That's how desperate some people get. And that's how some women are, because they are quite traumatized emotionally, because most men, they just come to them and all they just want to fuck them. They just want to have sex with them, and then they throw them away like a condom. Or like the tissue they use after masturbation. It's completely selfish. They are never concerned with what the woman needs. And now women are doing the same. We can do that too, right? If the men are selfish, we can be selfish too. Whereas women, actually, have more like this kind of caretaking nature. And it's being taken away from them. Like, for any man, it's the best quality a woman can have if she knows how to take care of her man. Because her man provides her with other things, with like security and stuff. So you're kind of strong and male, right? And you're keeping it together. You make sure that the children are safe, your woman is safe, and you're safe, right? You have to be strong mentally and physically. Hence the slackline. And she loves you so much for that, because you give her the freedom to just be a gentle and loving woman. And that's then what she can be. But for that you have to be strong. And if you're not strong, she's gonna tear you apart. And I wasn't strong with most women. I was weak, because I masturbated too much. And then I stopped masturbating, and then I didn't know what to do with my strength. So I fought back. Like, finally, you know, I can hit back, you know. I don't have to take shit from women anymore. So when they started to cause problems, you know, I could stay calm for a while, but at one point I had to, like, you know, I also flip. Because I only have so much patience. And then you think, shit, now I did it again, but, you know, maybe she was asking for it. Because she wanted you to prove to her that you're actually a piece of shit and you're aggressive, so that she can leave you. Because maybe that's what she thinks of men, right? That's what she expects of men. That if you pressure them, they flip, you know, and I will never hit a woman. I might like push her away or something. I might shout at her. I might get angry. I mean, I never even hit men. I don't like this kind of violence. I had enough of that when I was younger and I fought with my brother. I don't want that anymore. I don't like physical violence. Even though sometimes I feel like I want to punch through a wall. Because that's the amount of energy I have. But it's not this kind of physical energy. Like, I couldn't use that energy to punch you in the face. And I also probably couldn't punch through a wall. Well, I'm not trying. But it's more like this kind of energy which I use then to create videos and to cook. But for that I have to also have energy. And today somehow I was like, and sometimes it's too much. You don't know what to do because it's too much. And I don't know why I ate more sugar then. Who knows? So in any case, it's always about balance. Whatever you do, it's about balance. And that's why these last 2 videos or something, and some of the videos I create are just in silence. Because if I talk too much, I start hating it. Because it's really exhausting to talk a lot. It's really exhausting to talk a lot. Yeah, that's right. And that's why silence is sometimes important. I don't know how teachers do it, to talk every day for like several hours. Shit, that must be really exhausting. And then even have students that constantly criticize you. There is a way of talking that's more or less effortless, but it still takes a lot of focus, determination, and energy. So, I mean, you always have to figure out what to eat and stuff. I feel like climbing stuff. I feel like doing stupid things, like things that I'm not allowed to. Like climbing things. But right now I don't see how I would get somewhere. Because I also don't want to be an idiot about it. Jesus, as soon as I think I've spotted a woman, I get like, oh! Because I have so much energy, I don't know what to do with it, so I want to give it to women. So I rather stay creative and climb stuff and do like physical exercise. Because on the long run, that's much, much better.